and we're continuing on with this week of love and relationships and advice here at Celiebo. So today we're going to talk about how to handle your gluten-free child's kind of first dating relationship and what that has to do with celiac disease. And as we all know, kids grow up, they leave the nest, and most of them tend to start dating at some point in their lives, which can be shocking for parents. And it's also, how do you touch on the delicate issue of dating with your child in addition to kind of remaining gluten-free through this process, especially when, you know, let's put it out there, you can get gluten from kissing. All kids have a very different personality. Some of them shy away from their celiac disease, don't want to talk about it, want to, you know, completely blend in as much as possible, and others are very forthcoming with what's going on in their lives. So, you know, you really have to be with your child and kind of figure out what works best for them. And from talking to a few parents of teens who are hitting this kind of next chapter in their lives, I'm realizing that the teen thing right now, the young teens hang out in groups. So it's not like this one-on-one dating. So, but you still have to kind of allow for, you know, these little relationships and things to develop. So just because they're hanging out in groups, don't think that they might not be enjoying each other's company. And as most of you know, I'm not a parent, but I feel like, I'm also not a teenager, but I feel like I have an interesting vantage point of being in between. You know, I'm not a teen, I'm not a parent, but I'm somewhere in the middle, so I kind of understand both sides. And I feel like I can be kind of objective to both populations in some ways. So I was trying to think of a strategy where you can talk about this with your kids, but it's not weird and awkward. And so I was talking with my assistant, Bo, who came up with this genius idea. And he said, when you're chatting with your kids about this, just simply say something along the lines of, remember not to share straws. And I thought this was a really good thing because you're not talking about kissing directly, because that's just weird. Kids are gonna freak out. Parents don't really want to do that as far as I know. And, but it brings up the issue of saliva and that, you know, it's not something you want to be mixing, and hopefully your kids will take that as wow, my parents like put that in my mind, but you know, they'll think that they won't realize what you're saying, and hopefully it'll be subtle and everybody just gets the picture very gently. But I thought this was a really, really good idea. So I would just go with the remember not to share straws when you're out with all your girlfriends and guy friends. Also, I talked with a good friend, Susan Cohen, this morning, and she's made quite a few appearances on the vlog lately, and she was a gluten-free teen herself. And she sent me some really great ideas about how to kind of approach this topic as a parent and as a teen. So I'm going to read you her list she sent me. Susan, thank you so much for sending this to me. This is super helpful. So she said, number 1, speak up. If your date likes you, they will listen and let you choose the restaurant, or perhaps work together on selecting a restaurant. Number 2, when choosing a restaurant, go for one that you have been to before and had a successful meal. For teens, it can be hard to really assert themselves at a restaurant, so it's important to go where you feel comfortable. Number 3, maybe even do a trial run. I thought this one was really good. Go with your parents, and you do you do all the talking this time, so you're comfortable asserting yourself in the restaurant setting. Number 4, if you do not feel comfortable at a restaurant, perhaps there's a gluten-free frozen yogurt or a Carvel that you can go to. Carvel, Red Mango, and Pinkberry all list gluten-free options online. You might want to go to their website and get some gluten-free info under FAQs. If you just get the plain soft serve ice cream or froyo, no need to worry about cross-contamination of speaking up with toppings. Number 5, go to the movies, plenty of gluten-free candy options, and no need to worry about the discussion. And number 6, which I really like, play mini golf or go to an arcade. Less of an emphasis on food. Susan, these were really, really, really great ideas. Thank you so much for sending these to me. They were awesome. But I really, really would like to pose this question to you as my wonderful, wonderful viewers. How do you handle this with your kids, you know? Or if you have older kids now, how did you handle it when they were, you know, teenagers? Or if you're going through this yourself, how do you handle it? What are your tips? Because this is not an issue that gets a lot of airtime, so to speak, and I would love to kind of give this a forum to give us an opportunity to discuss this in an honest way, in a funny way, and not a weird, corny, awkward, you know, uncomfortable way. So I know you can help a lot of people if you have tips. You can help me for sure. So I hope everyone is doing well out there. Thank you so much for watching today. And as always, it's from Have Not to Having Gluten-Free Dining.